very shocking, isn't it? Like, what should I do with that? Now, after this class, I think you will like process the most. I like process best because process is very easy after you understand the basic rule. Okay? Now, first step, so you remember, we ignore this part. That's not important. We ignore this part. That's also not important. And we ignore this part. We'll only focus on this line here. Okay? What do? We have to paraphrase. Change the words here. Now, the only word that we can see here is tomato ketchup. Tomato ketchup, 명사. And we learned in our reading class, 명사 is we don't paraphrase. What is a paraphrase of tomato ketchup? 없어요. In Australia, they call it tomato sauce, right? But that's Aussie language. So 없어요. So in here, the only paraphrase we can do is the word make. Good. Now, make is part of your 300 vocabulary for IELTS. What is another word for make? Produce. Good. Or create. Don't forget that. Okay, let's start. Okay. So, the picture shows how, copy, the picture shows how tomato ketchup Now, when we paraphrase task 1, there was a simple rule that I told you that you should never forget. What is that? Same form. Okay? 둘, 둘. 동명사, 동명사. In this case, 비동사, PP. So same form. If you don't do that, you get a mistake. So, is PP produced? Okay, that's our first line. Task 1 has always 2 steps, isn't it? Paraphrase, and the next line is overview. So what is the overview of a process? What is a general idea? So let's go back to page 1. Go back to page 1. As I told you before, the first page, you will look at this graph, this table. And if you don't know, or if you're studying, what is the overview of pie chart? What is the overview of line graph? Come back here, and you will know. Okay? So this part, the focus, is the overview. The overview of the process diagram is a step-by-step action. Now, it has 3 parts. First part, how many steps in total? Number 2, what is the first step? And number 3, what is the last step? So the overview for process diagram is 3 parts, okay? 3 parts. How many steps? What's the first step? And what is the last step? Okay, go back to the picture. How many steps in total? 15. What's the first step? Pink tomato. What's the last step? With hamburger and fries. Good. Okay, so let's have a look. We start our overview always with the same template. What is it? As can be seen from the figures, it is apparent that. It's always the same. 툴, it's a template. What does figures mean? Shape or number. As can be seen is passive for as you can see. What does apparent mean? Apparent means it is clear or easy to see. Good. That's right. As can be seen from the figures, it is apparent that. How many steps? 15, isn't it? Is it 15 or 14? 15. So we will write, as can be seen from the figures, it is apparent that there are 15 steps in this process. Comma. That's the first line. Okay, how many in total? 15 steps. What's the first step? Picking. Good. So we will say first step or beginning with 동명사. Okay? Beginning with 동명사. Picking tomatoes and ending with 동명사. Now you're gonna, what do we do with the tomato ketchup anyway? You eat that together with something, right? What do you eat? Do you guys eat ketchup? Yeah. Like in my country, we do that with chips. But the best thing we eat that would be our, the roll? Similar, the spring roll, the Chinese spring roll. We always dip that in ketchup. So we eat that. And what is eat? We know, don't copy this word yet, okay? Eat is a basic word. But we've learned a good word for IELTS. What is it? Consume. To consume means to eat, to use, to spend. It can be used for many situations. So, consume. 근데 beginning with 동명사, ending with 동명사. Consuming with food. Okay, so that's the introduction. Very simple. Again, review. First step, paraphrase the question. Second step, we have to say how many steps in total, what is the first step, and what is the last step. That's it. Then, space, and we'll start writing. There are two basic rules that we have to follow. Number one, we have to follow order language. Koreans are very good at order language. When you speak, you always say 그다음에, 그리고, 그래서, right? So everything is following. In English, there are about 10 of them. Where? At the bottom part of your book. Can you see that? So we will start to begin. Secondly, after that, each line you write, we will follow this. So, John, should I remember all of them? Fortunately, yes. Or unfortunately, it depends on your situation. But you have to remember these. Okay? Now, so start is to begin. Secondly, 그다음에, right? Now, the last part is always finally. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 10. How many steps do we have? 15. Okay, what should we do? Make something? Now, in the test, that's a good idea, Cassie. You can paraphrase, but in 20 minutes you're pressured, so you can repeat some words, 다시, but only some. How? Okay, follow me, okay? Intern, then next, go back to after that. So, in your book, put arrow, then here, okay? Next, after that. You can repeat some words, maybe 2 or 3, but not everything. One student I saw, he said, John, I never studied in your task 1 class, but I tried doing my own. Then, maybe 10 times. And I circled it to him. Look at that. How many times did you say then? Oh, I didn't notice. The examiners can see that, and that's the point for minus in your score. Okay? So, that's the first rule. We have to follow order language. What's the next rule? We have to always use passive form. So, a quick look. The passive form we already studied in our reading and listening summary 빈칸 skill. What is it? 주어, 동사, 목적어. Change to 목적어, 비동사, 비비동사, by 주어. Example: the council built the library. Duo is always considered as the doer. Do you know doer? Doer means someone doing the action. Okay, everybody say doer.
Doer.
Example: 홍근 ate the cake. Who did that action? Good. Another one. Luke called me. Who did the action? Luke. 홍근, Luke are the doer. Understand? Now, build, 동사, library, 목적어. If we want to use passive, how do we do it? We change the order, right? O, change. S, change. So what is our O? The library. 비동사, is, or follow. Was. So not is, we change to was. PP 동사. What is PP of build? Built. By, we always have to mention this, by doer. Doer, 주어. The council. So that was quite boring. Some students like, oh, John's doing that again. But you survived. Congratulations. Now, why is that important? When you have diagram and there's no process yet. So if you're taking the test this Saturday or next week or 2 Saturdays, please study this skill. Maps, last week. So map is already finished. It will not appear for maybe 2 or 3 months. Map is very rare. Usually in 1 year, you will get 3 or 4 maps. Okay? What about process, Chow? Maybe once a month or once every 2 months. Already finished last week. Okay? But process, not yet. So it will just surprise you. Like, it's okay, John said process is not common. I will, surprise. You don't want to do or happen in this in your test, okay? Now, O, B, PP, subject, isn't it? Right? So we will follow this rule in process, not this, okay? All right, so we'll start here. Let's study the picture. Step 1. What's happening here? Dig tomatoes and put in basket. So, 주어. The lady. Who is the doer? The lady. Or how can we know she's a lady? Maybe she's a man. We don't know. So the farmer tomatoes, isn't it? So we will change to passive. To begin. To begin. 목적어, not 주어. Okay, we start with the object. What is the object? The tomatoes. Good. 비동사, 현재, always present, never past. 현재. The tomatoes is or are? Are. And then 비동사. So pick up. We can't. Why? Pick is dirty English. What does that mean? Simple. Number 2, you copied that. Never copy everything. You have to paraphrase. Good. How would we paraphrase the word pick? Okay. There are 2 words that we can use. Remember, this is for farming, okay? Not picking something. This is farming. When you pick fruits, or when you pick the plant in the farm, you are doing, starts with H, harvest. Very good. Okay, harvest. I think we discussed this in our reading class. What is harvest? I forgot. In Hangul. Suha. Okay, thank you. Harvest. But if you want to learn good academic English, harvest is not basic. You only use this for farming English vocabulary. Another word that we use is the word collect. John, collect like collection? No. Collection is only one meaning. The general word for collect means to get something. Okay? Have you seen this before? Children collection area. What does that mean? Do you collect the children? Oh, I have 10-year-old here and I have 12-year-old. No, it's not like that. What does it mean? Pick up. So you usually use this in the school area. When you're a parent and you're driving, you get your children from school. You collect your children. Understand? So sometimes you say, I'm sorry, I will be late. I will collect my daughter at 6 p.m. What does that mean? I will pick up, okay? Not collect and put in the box. Or, scary. Okay, so the tomatoes are PP, harvested or collected. Good. So we will use collected. Are collected. By who? Farmers. John, is there, why dul, farmer dul? Only one picture. This picture is only a symbol, okay? It's a symbol. But in the real world, there are many farmers and there are many farms, isn't it? So the tomatoes are collected by farmers in the farm. What is another word for farm? Land, or we can say plantation. Okay, so that's your first line. Are collected by farmers. Next. To begin, we'll highlight that. Always use order language. 그 다음에 secondly. 목적어. 다시. The tomatoes. Secondly, the tomatoes. 비동사 are. 비동사. Now, what's happening in the picture? Let's study the picture. What is this woman doing? She's sort good and bad tomatoes. So sort. What does a sort mean?
Decide.
When you sort something, right, you divide. What else? You start with letter S. Separate. In the past, without email, people got so many letters. They have to spend about 1 hour just sorting their letter. That's a job in the office before. There's no other thing they do. They just get the letter and then they sort. This is Sam, this is, and they put. That's their job, and they get paid for that. Nowadays, not anymore, because we have email, isn't it? 힘들어요, isn't it? Now, secondly, the tomatoes are PP 동사, divided or separated. PP, always remember. Now you can say like this, don't copy this yet, okay? The tomatoes are separated from good and bad. That's okay. But this is quite simple English. If you want 6 or higher, we need to use what is good, what is bad. What is that? Their quality. Good. So we will say separated according to quality.